Alright guys, welcome to AFC Game by Game, where in this video I'm going to be talking about Arsenal's Premier League trip to the Hawthorns against West Bromwich Albion. And we've gone from that absolutely sublime performance against Napoli in midweek to a really tough game at the Hawthorns against West Brom. And of course, I never thought this was going to be an easy game. This is the Premier League. It's a little bit different from the Champions League because every team you face is going to be a test, especially away from home. 12 consecutive away wins we've had going into this to make it 13, and unfortunately we haven't done that. But I am more than happy with 1 point away from home against a very good West Brom side. I mean, you've got to remember, West Brom got some key players in that squad. They were going into this game on the back of that great win away from home at Old Trafford against United. So confidence will be flowing in the West Brom dressing room, and of course they would be a really hard team to break down. There are a few changes for this game. Of course, we had Ramsey and Wilshere deployed on the wings, something I'm not happy about, but I'll get to that in a moment. Arteta making his first Premier League start, and of course captaining the side today. Rosicky was dropped. I'm surprised Gnabry didn't actually start today. But yeah, I just want to talk about Ramsey and Wilshere on the wings. This is not working. And of course they had to play there because we didn't really have anyone else to play there. Maybe we could have played Gnabry and Rio there, but to be fair, they're quite young. They do still need to develop somewhat. I would have been happy to see Gnabry play because I think he has got a lot to offer at the moment. But it's evident that Ramsey and Wilshere don't work on the wings. And it's a bit ironic that Wenger said playing on the wing would help develop Wilshere. I'm sure it will, but today was not good enough from Wilshere, especially in that first half. Second half maybe he redeemed himself somewhat, but certainly in that first half Wilshere was not good enough. And Ramsey, I thought he was very quiet. Although I do think they gave all they could in that first half, but I simply wasn't happy with them. I wasn't really at all happy with the whole Arsenal performance in the first half. I thought it was a pretty dire game. Unfortunately we did concede, and we conceded the worst time, end of the first half. Great goal by Jakob, not much Szczesny could do about that. Szczesny had been having a rather good game up until that point. Excuse me. He'd made some excellent saves before, excellent save for, I think it was a Berahino shot a bit earlier on. Would have been a contender for man of the match in my eyes, but unfortunately you couldn't do anything about this goal. It was a great goal by Jakob. And we were going into the second half 1-0 down, and that was a real shame because I wasn't all that confident going into that second half because West Brom were playing some quality football, and it did look like I didn't know where a goal would come from because I don't know how we were going to break them down, but we did get a bit of luck with the Wilshere goal. Great display of football there, especially a great assist by Rosicky, should I say, and a great goal by Wilshere. Really redeemed himself here. Okay, it took a massive deflection, but I will take any goal as it comes. He levelled the game, you know how much it means to him, pat on his chest, and he really did redeem himself. Great display from Wilshere. From there on in, he was with Rosicky coming on, he was allowed to deploy himself in that centre midfield role, and we saw the best out of him in that second half. And I'm glad that he's, after that whole incident in midweek with the smoking, confidence must be back with him now, especially to get that great goal. So overall, really happy for Jack. And another thing I just want to quickly brush over, Lee Mason. My God, what a poor referee he is. That was an absolutely atrocious display from him today. Slowing the game down, not allowing us to play fluid football. Maybe there could have been a couple of penalty appeals for both Arsenal and West Brom, but he really needs to have, up his game because he was not good enough today. And for a Premier League referee, he's got a lot to work on. I think the fourth official as well weren't particularly great today, but we've got a point away from home, which is something I'm more than happy with, especially at a ground like this. When you take it into perspective, we've beaten Swansea and West Brom away from home. Those are two grounds that lots of big clubs would struggle at, and we've got 4 points there, and I'm really happy with that. I mean, when you look at it, okay, we haven't gone 13 consecutive away wins, but if we are going to draw away from home, I'm glad it's not a loss to end our winning streak. I'm glad it's a draw. I'm glad it's against a decent team at a decent stadium. So more than happy with I'm not really happy with the performance, should I say, but I'm happy with the result. And we're going into the international break, top of the Premier League, playing some great football. You've got to remember, we've got a lot of players to come back after the international break. We can have a little breather now, let my heart rest for a bit. That was a really good game today from both sides. So going to give a lot of credit to West Brom as well, because they played an excellent game of football. And looking around the Premier League, West Ham 3, Spurs 0. Let's just all have a little giggle at that, because we know how much we all hate Spurs, and that's a great result for West Ham. Puts us 3 points above the Spuds, and of course, overall it is a great result. But of course, we joined top of the Premier League only on goal difference. Of course, we are top. But I'm really happy. We got a couple of winnable games after the international break, and then we've got a couple of tough games. So of course it will be tough, and we know this is a really tough league. But I'm confident we can keep this run of form going. Those have been my thoughts on today's game. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be great if you could hit the like button. Subscribe for more Arsenal videos, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. Also, guys, if you could check out another great YouTuber in TAFVlogs, a great Arsenal fan doing great Arsenal content, etc. Just gaming videos, Arsenal thoughts. He's an all-round great YouTuber. Make sure to give him a subscribe. I'll leave his channel in the description box below.